Welcome to what looks to be a soggy day 3. The plan for today is to leave here, Beinglas Farm campsite, and head off towards Crianlarich and then Tyndrum, and then hopefully find a spot somewhere between Tyndrum and Bridge of Orkney to pitch up in the wild. But before that we have some semi-severe rain, and so I am in my full waterproofs for the first time. Could get difficult. Oh, the blister! We ended the last walking episode with that. So the blister was still pre-blister, thank goodness. So yeah, that has been repaired, tape improved, and we'll be hopefully not having that turn into the real deal. But for now, let's get some miles in. Hi, me again, like 5 minutes later. Did I say day 3? I think I said day 3. It isn't day 3, it's day 4. You knew that. I didn't. Losing track. It's a pretty waterfall heavy route. I'm 45 minutes in. This might be the Falls of Fallock. I'm not going to waste much time in the rain looking at the map. The Caledonian sleeper train, the overnight train from London, has just gone by. Lazy, pure lazy. I'm well ahead of them this morning. Welcome to the Sheep Creep. I'm holding this chest high. It's quite small and it gets a little bit smaller as you get to the end. Not the worst one though on the path, I don't think. This is the way under the A86, and it's a low path to let sheep through if you're taking them, or at least that was originally the idea. Now it lets people through. We're going to see if it takes me. I wanted to hide under it for a while from all this rain. Sorry I haven't, I'll turn you around. Sorry I haven't taken you many places today. It is just raining so much. I can't afford to get the camera out, get it super wet, or even to stop. I just want to wait. It is raining, but later on it's meant to dry up and I'll show you a bit more. You have missed a walk along the River Fallock in lovely weather. It would be really pretty, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to show it to you. Anyway, let's creep like a sheep. I was going to video it, but no way. It's too low. I need my hand free. I'm definitely in advanced numpty mode this morning. This is the A86, and I'm hiding here, getting a little bit dry. Rain is meant to calm down a bit in the next 30 minutes or so that's good news. I'm not going to wait that long. But just a little bit drier would be good, because I'm starting to... My coat's really good, but it's so heavy that I can feel the pockets at least, which are on the outside, are starting to wet out. So I'll give myself a few more minutes and then I'll trog through here and carry on up towards Crianlarich. This is about 7 kilometres in. There's essentially a river been created that is flowing all the way through the tunnel. Yikes. I mean, that shouldn't be there. That's not a normal water flow. Which shows you how much rain's coming down. Echo! It stopped raining and I can finally show you something of the view. Look at all the clouds. We're walking through the rain clouds. Oh. Following the main road down there from above. I'm going to turn you around and talk to you. Wow, every little burn is a torrent. I'm wading through rivers rather than just stoning across burns. It's been full on in terms of the water. I believe it's now meant to calm down and then just be on and off drizzle showers for the rest of the day, which is a relief. I'm pretty wet. We'll see how wet I remain. Hopefully my coat with breathability will sort itself out. My boots are a bit soggy. Hope that's not going to be a problem. Anyway, I should stop moaning. It's beautiful. Look at it. And as much as I don't like sheep farming massively, in that I think these hills should be covered in trees, boring old me, sorry if you're a sheep farmer, agree to disagree, have a nice day, you do a good job. As much as that's the case, they're a cute baby sheep. They're very cute. If I see one in the dry again, I'll show you. So, lambs aside, I can feel the rain coming back on slightly. I'm going to get going. I must be about 9-10 clicks in. Well, immediately who should show up but these guys? They're a little bit bigger than some of the ones I've been seeing. Must have got the being born done early. But yeah, pretty cute, even if... Well, I'm not going to say it again, that'd be boring. Pretty cute. Hi, mini dudes. Tyndrum massage. You got to book it in early, have you, Pat? Okay, well, I'm not going to book one in today, but maybe someone following me might want to get this booked in. We're going to go through this gate, and we're at a point of interest. Open sesame. Oh, someone's lost their coffee maker. Unlucky them. So yeah, here is where the road goes down to Crianlarich. It's about a mile downhill, and then if you want to rejoin the West Highland Way, it's a mile back uphill. I have to say, it's a bit more tempting than I thought it was going to be to nip down, have a coffee, dry off a bit, but I can't face that mile back uphill. Adding 2 miles to my day, no good. Lots of history info here. Looking out for red squirrels. Again, still haven't seen one. Do just pause the video if you want to read this. So I wouldn't call it a tough section I've just done, apart from the weather. If the weather's bad, any section can be a little bit tough. But it's been pretty good to me up till today, and it's... Oh, look, I don't know if you can see... Oh, the camera's not picking up. There's a tiny patch of blue sky. I was kind of hoping that this crossroads would have a little shelter that I could sit in for 5 minutes. Maybe even make a cup of coffee. But no, I think we will have a drink of water and then head onwards. Well, up in the hills above Crianlarich, and it's a misty morning still, but it is a lot nicer than it was. I mean, you can see how much water's still on the floor. It's been dry now, or at least not raining, for about 45 minutes. Somewhere around here is the halfway point. I'm not exactly sure where, but I'll be crossing it soon. And I mean the halfway point on the whole walk. Well, this river is in spate. My goodness me, look at all the water coming down here. I'll show you. That is right up to the riverbanks. All of that rain from this morning has found its way down to the bottom of the valley, or the glen. We are in Scotland. I mean, I suspect this is relatively gentle normally, and look at that white water we've got at the sides. Medieval Scottish history happened right here, Battle of Dorain, and that is how you pronounce it. There's a lot of places in Scotland called Dorain. Dorain just means the place of the king, and it's spelled in all kinds of different ways. And there's one place in the Southern Uplands that calls itself St John's Town of Dorain. I don't know why they pronounce it differently there. That's just drift over time, but all the other ones, all the other spellings I've come across, pronounce it Dorain, the king's place. And yet the king was here, and it was the MacDougals versus Robert the Bruce as a result of Robert the Bruce's scandalous murder of the nephew of the clan chief. And I'm sure you all know your Scottish history, and if you don't know who that is, go and look it up. It's quite an interesting story. So a little bit further on we have this lochen, which is the name for a small loch. And here's some information. So after the battle, Robert the Bruce and his army were legendarily told to have thrown their weapons into the lochen there. Oh, by the way, you can pause on either of these signs and just read them yourself if you like. And there's more than a little controversy over whether this is true, that the claymore of Robert the Bruce lies there in that lochen. But the great thing is I've actually found it, and it's been here so long it's fossilised. We're at what I believe was an old brickworks. I think I'm right there, just outside Tyndrum, where they've been attempting to rival Dunbar, who host the European and this year the World Stone Stacking Championships. If you want to see good stone stacking, don't come and look at this. Come to Dunbar, where the experts are, east coast of Scotland. Right, I've made it to Tyndrum. I skipped past the By the Way campsite, so I'm not staying there, but there is a campsite just as you get to town. Well, there's a big holiday park, but then there's the By the Way campsite and hostel, so a lot of people stay at. But I'm going to head into the Real Food Cafe, which has got a really good reputation, especially for fish and chips. So, how was my meal? My meal was really good. I needed it so much. I wish I hadn't turned up at 1 o'clock because I felt pressured to leave. No one put pressure on me. I guess I just put it on myself. But you can charge your phone there for ages in theory, as long as you're not there during lunchtime when you feel that bit of pressure. But yeah, that was an amazing meal. Oh, so good. Now I'm going to go over to Tyndrum's other amazing place to stop, which is the Green Wellie stop, a famous service station. Oh, there's also this place, TJ's Diner. Haven't heard much about it, but they seem to do American stuff. Maybe if Real Food is busy, you could try that. So here we are at the Green Wellie stop. I've been here many times on the road up rather than the walk up. There's all kinds of bits and bobs in here. It's the last massive stop till Kinloch leaving really, so worth a resupply. My snacks are all gone, time to fill up. Well, that's me well done at the Wellie, and well done with Tyndrum. You know, I said it when we were looking at the poster. The Wellie's got a lot of stuff if you want to fill up with snacks, if you want to fill up with like pastry, sandwiches, even though the sandwiches aren't supremely well packed for a rucksack, it's the place to go. However, if you want, like they did have a smattering of adventure meal type food, but really the king of that, Beinglas farm, is taking the prize for shop of the West Highland Way. I would say carry enough stuff to get to Beinglas and then pick up everything you need there. Well, apart from snacks. Ah, there's a little shop I didn't know about, some kind of little mini mart. I'm not going to go in and have another look at another shop, but bear that in mind. Maybe it's cheaper than the Green Wellie. I'm full now, so I don't need anything. But yeah, that might be another good choice. Right, hopefully just 3 more miles today, unless someone's bagged my camping spot, in which case it might be more like 6 or 7. So right there ahead of us is Bein Dorain. Put on a full Scottish accent. Yeah, pretty pointy mountain with its nose in the clouds there. My plan tonight is to sleep at the bottom of that, pretty much. Other side of the river, but yeah, near Bein Dorain. While we're here though, this is the old military road. And there have been bits of the old military road so far, but this is the real deal. All the little tiny bits of stone crushed together. They're meant to play havoc with your feet. Gotta be honest, quite enjoying it not being lumpy like the previous parts. I'm sure I will get bored of it before long. This sheep creep under the railway is for the taller sheep. Isambard Kingdom sheep. That's quite enough of that. Bein Dorain is huge. I mean, I've seen bigger, but it's still pretty pointy and intimidating. I mean, I assume that there's a way to climb it, but it's not from this side. Well, possible wild camping spot number 1, the one I was hoping to go into, is clear. I could definitely camp here. There's room, it's flat, there's a river there to get the water from, and there's 2 JCBs. And I don't know, if they're going to wake up first thing in the morning and start taking trees down, I might just trog on for a minute or 2 and see about the next spot I was thinking about. Somebody. So at this point in the day the camera glitched and I didn't notice until later, but essentially what happened was the second spot had been very thoroughly taken by someone with quite a nice tent, but it was not to be. I couldn't camp there. I had to make a decision. Well, it's decided. I'm moving on. 3 more miles. It's not too hard walking, and hopefully there'll be space to bridge a walkie. And on the plus side, there's a water tap nearby and chemical toilet. It's a kind of semi-wild camping area, and if that fails, I guess it's in Voronen. They're so confusable. Goodbye, big rocky lump I was looking forward to sleeping under. Maybe one other day. I spy with my little eye, just down to the left there, railway architecture. So, instead of walking 3 miles on from Tyndrum, I'm going to have walked 6. But that is 3 miles less to do tomorrow. It's going to be quite a chill day compared to what I thought it was going to be. But yes, let's just hope there's a pitch by the bridge still, or we've got problems. Hello, little train station. One of the cool things about Bridgewater on the platform there is that there's actually a bunkhouse in the old station buildings there on the platform. So yep, the West Highland Way goes through this specially marked gate. Hello, nice gate. And weirdly, it's the back entrance to the train station. You have to walk through the train station to get where you're going. In a few days' time I might be whistling through here if I get the train back to Edinburgh. Well, this might be going to change everything. Oh, I'd definitely stay in this next time. get a pod, get a room at the end. This looks perfect. Right, coming down the hill, there's the WHW Hotel. Definitely somewhere you could stay right now. You never know, I might end up staying there later. I might end up having a drink there later. Speaking of drinks, they have a water tap on the wall outside. And if I get a pitch, I will bound happily back up the hill to refill my bottle at that tap. And if I don't get a pitch, I will trudge back up the hill to refill all the water I just drank, thinking I was hopefully going to get here. Always look both ways when you're crossing the amazing Scottish road. No vacancies. Uh-oh. Well, there's the bridge. Let's get down there. Is there room at the bridge? There is room at the bridge. Oh, thank goodness for that. Let's get a tent up. We're even going to get a table. I absolutely promise I bounded up. There's no footage available, but I bounded all the way up the hill. So here ends day 4. Semi-wild camped at WHW in my little tent. I'm a bit worried about the pitch. I'm a bit worried it's soggy and that it might, if it rains, it might get soggier. But beggars can't be choosers. In some ways I wish I'd stopped at the JCB's, but it was just a bit of a weird place to be camping. It's essentially a building site in the middle of nowhere. Good. Well, that was 6 miles on from Tyndrum, 3 more than I planned, which means a lot less tomorrow. And I'll see you then.